All right, hello everybody for tuning in. I'm just now getting started to play Streets of Rage 3, which is the last Streets of Rage game that came out, which is kind of surprising considering how long ago the franchise came out, how popular it really was, and since Genesis, there hasn't been a sequel to the third game. We just got those three games, and that's it. But they've been released and re-released several times, including now. I don't remember too much of Streets of Rage 3. I remember playing it when I was younger, like around when it first came out, and I was kind of disappointed with it. I really wasn't too happy with it, and I know it wasn't just me. I know there was many other people who felt the same way about the game. So as far as Streets of Rage 3 goes, I used to. I really didn't get to play it that much. I think I just rented it over, for like the weekend over like at a Blockbuster or something, and that was pretty much it. With Streets of Rage 1 and 2, I actually owned those games, and I used to play the shit out of them. And with Streets of Rage 3, like I rented it, played it, and didn't care for it after that. And it was definitely a huge disappointment considering that as far as Streets of Rage 2 goes, I mean, just the Streets of Rage franchise in general, but going from Streets of Rage 2, which was such a great game over, the first game, which was another great game, and it ended up being one of the best beat 'em ups in the franchise. I mean, not just in the franchise, in the genre. And you get to Streets of Rage 3, and they just really dropped the ball there. I don't really know the development history of the game. I don't know why the sudden change in risk that they did. I mean, all they really had to do for Streets of Rage 3 was make Streets of Rage 2, but with new characters and new levels, and that's pretty much it. And everyone would have been cool with that. Yeah, like maybe some people complaining like, oh, it's just more of the same or whatever, like not as many, not as many improvements, but we would remember that game much more fondly than Streets of Rage 3, which is kind of the black sheep of the series. I mean, this game is so lame. Like, there wasn't even an intro. The first two Streets of Rages opened with like a cool intro. Well, I mean, not cool intro, but it opened with an intro with some cool music to really get you hyped and going for the game. And no, you got nothing. So you go straight into the title screen and press start and all that. I'm actually going to be playing the game on easy, knowing that when I played the game originally, I always set my games to the easiest difficulty, at least like starting out to play it. And in this game, what they decided to do was you um the game cut you off about like a couple levels short of being able to complete the game if you play it on easy. So I'm knowing that I'm gonna do it anyways, and just to re-experience what that was like playing this game when I was younger. So, but I'm gonna need just a couple minutes. I'm going to go. Actually, nah, fuck it. I think I'm just gonna start playing. Keep forgetting that there's like little things I have to do. Like I have to fix some audio, some of my audio, and I keep forgetting. I don't know why, but for some reason I don't have when people are hosting me. I don't have like a notification that pops up. So, so thank you for the hosts, Lilo Ali. So these are things like I keep forgetting to do. I have to mess with some of my audio settings. Particularly, I think the noise gate that I have. and then some other things. So if I remember, I'll have to try to do that like tomorrow or something, or maybe later tonight. So. And you might notice like there was a battle option that's for so two players could actually fight each other. If I'm not mistaken, I thought they introduced that in Streets of Rage 2, but I think maybe you need a cheat code to access that. So this is the character select screen. This kind of sounds stupid. But anyways, so we have a few returning characters. You have Axel and Blaze, who have been staples in the series, so they show up in all the games. But Axel is looking a little bit different. He's actually sporting a different outfit in this game, which I never really liked. You know, he still has the blue headband, but instead of wearing a white tank top, he has a yellow tank top. And instead of blue jeans, he's got black jeans. Other than that, everything else is the same. So it seems like this outfit was more to honor Adam, who is still alive and well. It's just he hasn't been a playable character in these games since the very first one. So it's like he's kind of paying like homage to him in a way. Still not a big fan of the outfit. I prefer the generic white and blue he used to wear. The grading system got changed, got more complex. I mean, I'm making it sound like it's hard, but it's not. It's just, you know, they keep trying to add on to it, basically. Because in the first game, you had a simple grading system, and it was only letters like A and B. That's it. Second game, it went by stars, but you had like up to, I think, like 3 stars. And now we have these little bars, and yeah. So, so Axel, as far as power goes, he's I'm guessing like he seems pretty powerful in his own right. Technique, I still haven't figured out exactly what they mean by technique. Maybe in how they combo things, or technique might also be their, like, how good their specials might be considered. Then you got speed. You know, doesn't seem like he's very fast. Doesn't seem like he can jump very well. But his reach seems pretty alright. Now we move over to Blaze. Blaze is sporting a you know, much similar outfit to her last game. The biggest differences is that she's no longer wearing a strapless top, but she still has the mini skirt that she's been having since the first game. And instead of the cheesy looking elf boots that she had in the second game, she got, like, you know, actual like knee-high boots, or calf-high boots, or ankle, I don't know, whatever they're supposed to be called. And she's wearing black gloves as opposed to the gold Wonder Woman wristband or bracelets that she had. So I like the design of this one better than in the last game, though I still like the design of the first game that she had in the first game the best. What I'm really not too big of a fan of is that we went from her red colored design to silver, which is okay, but I don't know, I would have preferred the red. So she seems very all around. Like, she seems like your all-around character, much similar to the last game. She's a little less powerful than Axel, I guess, but that's to be expected. Her technique is really high, so she probably has like, if technique is what I think it is, then she probably has really cool specials. Her speed is high, her jump is high, and her reach is high, so she just seems to be just your all-around character. So we got Skate, who returns from the second game, and who's also Adam's little brother. What makes him unique to the other characters in the game and to beat-em-ups in general is that he wears roller skates when he fights. So, obviously this gives him like the speed advantage, and he's considered the speedy character, the speedster, if you will, of the game. In the first game, that was Blaze, but then she kind of took a back seat a little bit for Skate, which is cool because Blaze ended up becoming now your all-around character, whereas Skate is now, he's your speedster, which also means he's probably the weakest as far as power goes. So you can see that, he has very, very low power. His technique is okay. I think at the level, no, Axel's a little higher. So technique is alright. Of course, his speed is high. His jump is high. But his reach is also very low. So you're gonna have to be all up on these guys in order to hit them. His design in the first game he appeared in, which is Streets of Rage 2, was a little bit more reminiscent of his brother Adam's look, where he had like a yellow shirt, but he also had like red hat, gloves, and skates, whatever. And I don't believe he had an undershirt or anything, but in this game, his hat, gloves, and roller skates are blue, his jeans are blue. He now has a black undershirt with a red tank top, probably jersey over it. So, which I think his design looks better in this game than in the last one, his design and color scheme. And lastly, we have a new character. So basically replacing Max from Streets of Rage 2. So unfortunately, he doesn't get to make a return. We have the character of Zahn, who, if I'm not mistaken, is supposed to be a cyborg. So yeah, we're headed into a weird direction as far as Streets of Rage 3 goes. So I don't really know much about Zahn or anything, but he's very tall, 6'7". He's heavy, 332 pounds, probably because of all the metal parts he got in him. But as far as his stats goes, his power is at a 5. So I guess, you would think he would have the highest power considering he's a freaking cyborg, but no, we gotta give it to Axel. But still, he is among the most powerful in the game. His technique doesn't seem all that. His speed doesn't seem all that, but better than Axel. Same thing with his jump, but his reach seems to be the highest. Yeah, his reach is actually the highest of everybody. That could be advantageous. But for now, I'm gonna play as Blaze, and then I'm probably gonna have to play as Blaze again when the game basically cuts by run short, because I'm playing on easy. Oh, it actually made... I pressed the wrong button and it actually made me back out. Oh, there's actually story. What's our next move, Axel? Well, Zan was right about the bomb. Maybe he's right about the robots too, but I'll have to see it to believe it. Let's try to get a lead from the punks. I'm sorry you don't believe me, Axel, but there's no time to waste. Let's go. Alright, so it sounds like we're getting like straight into the middle of this. Now, I guess they've been going around defusing bombs for whatever reason. So I guess whatever evil criminal organization is setting bombs, they gotta defuse them. I'm not sure what's up with that meter up there. I noticed when I use my special it disappears, so maybe... Oh, and I noticed now when I do the regular flip kick, my meter actually, my health actually goes down. Oh, interesting. Also interesting is now there's no timer anymore. The last couple games had timers, but this one doesn't. Alright, so that's kind of cool. Well, also that kind of sucks too. Before in the Streets of Rage games, oh, now guys are gonna attack me with guns and shit. Oh damn, that took a lot of health from me. This guy is supposed to be a boss? I don't think so. You know, I guess now weapons have, you know, you can only use them so many times. In the last couple games, you could only drop them before they disappear, and instead they kind of break over their heads. What was that? I think some type of roll. Oh, that's new. This might actually be useful. And unlike the other games, it seems like this game, you know, actually starts during the day. Probably slowly progresses to the next time. Oh, now they can dash. Alright, so they made little improvements. And there's Shiva over there, who is the second to last boss that you fought in Streets of Rage 2. It's on level 1. Very long level. Little whip lady. So far, I'm not really a big fan of the music in this game. It doesn't really get me as hyped and pumped as the earlier games did. Oh, and there we got Shiva. Whoop my ass. I can't believe it. Not butter. No one told me a thing. We're wasting time fighting these punks. I think I have an idea where to go now. I hope you're right. Yeah, so far I'm very unimpressed by the music in this game. Looks like I just beat up a couple jokers. So the kangaroo that I beat up, he's actually a playable character. You get to play as him. I think if everyone deads. Anyways, wow, they really went all out with this. But anyways, the if I beat the clown person thing, if I Bruce, if I had defeated him first, then the kangaroo just goes and leaves, and then when I have to use up a continue, he's one of the characters that I can select. Shiva is also a playable character, but with him I have to do like a button press after I beat him, so then that way I can use him after I lose a continue. And alternatively with Rue though, I can do button code or press whatever. I think like at the menu screen or title screen, like somewhere, and I can start playing as Rue right away. Yeah, so far I'm really unimpressed by this music. Like, you would think a club level in a Streets of Rage game would have ridiculously awesome track for it, and not. I have a plank. Really needed that health a bit ago. Oh, okay, so these are the girls from the ones that you fight in the first game, I believe. They seem to be easier to hit. Okay, so that actually wasn't as bad as when you fight them in the original Streets of Rage. Come and inspect the building of our new mall. I knew this place was linked with the Syndicate. We interrupt this program for an important announcement. The chief of police has been kidnapped. The last person seen with him was ex-cop Axel Stone. What? I haven't seen him for over 6 months. Coming at this time, the loss of such a senior city figure can only mean further mayhem if more bombs explode. I think this means trouble. Let's get to the construction site. Yeah, so I'm actually not too sure, but I think this game actually doesn't have like 8 levels. I think it's just like the 6 levels or something. So about this and 2 more levels, and then my gameplay is gonna get cut short. Can I pick that can up? Really, I didn't hit anybody? We got the debris rolling by. That's cool. I mean, that they were able to, you know, do a few extra little touches like that. Oh, what the hell is this nonsense is this? Oh, got an elevator back. I mean, if you're making a beat 'em up, like, it's practically mandatory to have at least one melee on an elevator. A lot of my hits don't connect, or they all don't go through. What's really weird about the development of this game in particular is that when Streets of Rage 1 came out, it came out in 1991. The sequel came out like maybe a year later, a year and a half later, and in that time they damn near completely, not completely, but almost like made like an all new game. And then we get to Streets of Rage 3, where I think they had at least like a 2-year cycle to make this game. And I don't know, it's like all you had to do was just take Streets of Rage 2 and just do whatever improvements you can on it. Or just, don't fix what's not broken. Like Axel. What? Oh, damn. Axel, you're a robot? You've been a robot this whole time? I feel lied and betrayed to. A robot that looks like me, so it seems you're right, Dr. Zahn. Now tell us why you're helping us. That robot nearly killed us. How do we know this isn't a trap? It may be a trap, but I didn't set it. Skate, how can you accuse Dr. Zahn? I mean, we just met him. Without his help, we would know nothing. I trust Dr. Zahn. Please apologize to him. Stop arguing and look over here. This concealed door has been used recently. And that's where we're gonna go next. Alright. There's a lot of hazards in this game. Hold on, my PC keeps telling me it needs to restart. It's giving me a countdown, and I keep having to get up to stop. Hold on. You know, like I'm telling it to, I tell it to like restart later, and it's like half hour later. We start now. So I hope it doesn't bother me like every like 30 minutes, because that's just stupid. This level's very hazardous. Yeah, and sometimes the ninjas don't bother trying to jump up. I don't know why. Barely missed that. Okay, so this might be a little annoying. what is this nonsense? Last one. Oh, what is this shit? Oh, I can't hit him while he's like that. This must be a syndicate's hideout. Do you recognize this place, Zon? Nope, I've never been here before. Let's press on and see what we find. Alright, so this is actually the last level if you're playing the game on easy, which I am, because I just wanted to re-experience this bullshit right here. Fabio. Oh, what the fuck is this? I just picked up a 1-up that was Adam. That's kind of fucked up. Why the fuck am I not hitting him? So far, I think the music's been pretty awful. Like, I don't think I found like one song in this game where I'm like, wow, this is awesome. Like, do they not have the same dude doing the music anymore? Cause, yeah. Another elevator battle from part 2. Mr. X, welcome to my humble abode. I've been expecting you for some time. Tell me, Axel, what kept you? Enough of your games, what's going on? I am replacing the current city administration with some more dependable subjects. Starting with the chief of police. What have you done with him? Relax, he's in a safe place, awaiting your rescue attempt. Why don't you come and join me? Like, but seriously though, the dude that did the music for the first two games not show up for the third game? Because music's pretty fucking atrocious. Mr. X, you're a cyborg now? All right. So, how was that for some troll ass shit right there? So basically, you're kind of punished in this game if you play it on easy. If I'm not mistaken, I believe the game is supposed to have this I think like 8 levels. Just like in the previous games, I'm not too positive, but when you play the game on easy and you reach the 5th level, which is basically in a way the doing the final level of the the last game, you go to fight Mr. X. You find out that Mr. X is replaced by like a robot, and you beat him. But then he mentions that, oh, he kidnapped the hostage, and now you don't know where he is and whatever. And then you see what I assume is the real Mr. X, like watching um from a TV screen, and I don't know, kind of like mad or whatever, and then it says the end and then a question mark. And then that's that. That's what happens if you beat it on easy. So now I set the yeah, the keeps asking me to update my PC shit. Yeah, it looks like it asks me like every 30 minutes. So you know what I'm gonna do is I'm going to stop the stream for now. Let me go fucking update my PC so it fucking stops asking me. I don't even know why it's asking me. It's never bothered me like this before. I don't know why Microsoft's harassing me like this. So but let me, you know what, let me just go, let me restart. I'll end the stream for now. For the moment, I'll restart the PC, and then when I'm done, I'll come right back.